Hey guys, so I kind of feel like I'm losing my mind here. I just did a super long video explaining everything that I wanted to touch base on, and I edited my video, and when I went to export it, it said my storage was full, so I deleted a bunch of stuff since I was done editing my video. And since I deleted the videos and pictures from the video I just edited, it wouldn't let me save it, and I have to start completely all over again. So I'm going to try and make this one quick, just because this is about my 5th time doing this. So basically this video is going to be how the nursery came to be, and how I place things so that things aren't too cluttered. And then I also wanted to touch base on some of the do-it-yourself stuff that I have done in the nursery in here. So the story begins, we were renting a little 3-bedroom house, and this crib was at the foot of our bed in our bedroom. All the other rooms were taken. So this was all I had as far as displaying my collection. And I have a fairly large collection because it's hard for me to ever let anything go. So this crib ended up being like 3 layers of babies, and it was taking up way too much space. It was getting way too heavy. I would come in the room and the crib would be up, but the mattress would have fallen because the hook came undone, and there was like an avalanche of dolls on the floor. So I ended up getting this changing table and painting it white, and then kind of scuffing it up to make it look vintage. So these are the 2 pieces of furniture that I brought with me from the other house when we bought this house 2 years ago in August. And I also had that rocking chair that I had picked up for a really good price. So those were the only things I had, other than these shadow boxes, which I had made, which I'll get more into that here in a second. So things kind of had a general white antiqued look. So that's where it based off of. I wasn't planning the nursery to actually look like this at all. I just figured it'd be a lot of whites and pinks and blues, and that would be what the theme was. I wasn't going with a specific look. So when we moved here, I was friends with a lady who owned an antique store, and she offered to sell me this iron crib for a really good price. So they came and delivered that the day we got our keys, and then she also had this cradle. So they delivered this as well. This, along with the iron crib, the more modern crib, and the changing table, were all that was up here for quite a while. I think I had like a little fold-up bassinet next to the door too, but I didn't even have the sitting area behind the door. That came later as I started kind of building up the room. I started getting little strollers, a couple antique dolls. These cases came from the house, and they have stuff in them from people that have passed away in my life. This is where they're kept safe. But I put in the little sitting area, and I sectioned it off with curtains, because this is actually our attic. It's our finished attic, and it's our bedroom. And luckily, since it's such a large room, it goes the extent of the house. That meant that I could section off about 1/3 of it for my nursery. So right now, this is how I sectioned it off with the doors. Right now I'm standing in our bedroom. So this is the 1/3 of the room that I was able to keep for myself. And I'm thankful for that. It's really fun to have my own special little area. So basically that's how the nursery started. I just started acquiring things that all went together. As far as do-it-yourself stuff, I made that lantern, a flameless candle lantern out of vintage glass. And I specifically used the pink glass because I thought it would go really nice in here. I also made that one. And then the angel. And these two, those are my favorite. And then I'm gonna try and hide my dirty bedroom. And then the little one right here that I just added last night. So those were a couple of the stuff that I made on my own. I also made the garland up there with different pieces of fabric and lace. And the shadow boxes. I had a free dresser that I got off the side of the road, and it was missing some drawers, but I figured I could turn it into something eventually. And I saw some really cute pictures online of taking the drawers out, sanding them, painting them, and then putting contact paper in the back. And I'd planned on hanging these on the wall, but we really didn't have the room for it. So I stored everything that was in the drawers and just kind of tucked it away for later on. So when I saw the door at the antique store of my friend's, her husband had made this for her out of an old hotel door. It's got the knob and the keyhole, and it's got the number on the back of the door. He had made this with her. He put the feet on it, put shelves on it, so I asked her if I could buy it, and luckily she let me, and that was the perfect place to store the boxes. So that was another do-it-yourself. I've also made a couple of doilies. I don't have them readily available right now, but I've made some of those to go in here. And then, like I said, I did the painting on the table there. And then I found this blanket rack or quilt rack, and it was a really ugly brown color, so I spray painted it like a dusty pink and used that for a lot of doilies, kind of to give a backdrop behind these girls so it wasn't just a blank wall. So there's that part. As far as where I place everything, my original intention, I was not going to put things on the floor. I felt like it was really crowded. It started to make it feel kind of claustrophobic. But then I started figuring I could just group things together. It would open up the space in between, like here, and it would just cover certain areas, and it was stuff that would go well with things. Like these girls, she's got the pink that ties in with the pink in there, ties in with the pink in there. I mean, it kind of just flows. And these girls here, they have the vintage antique look, and they flow well with these girls. And then I put the groupings down here. I know it sounds really funny, but it's part of my nursery OCD. This crib is so modern to me that I wanted to hide the legs and the wheels of the crib to keep the flow with the vintage. So I put all the dolls at the feet to cover those so that it would kind of just, it wouldn't be as noticeable. The changing table didn't bother me as much. This is stuff I have to put away. But then everything else, you know, like the little basket of books, I could put some little stuffed animals in there and they would make it look real nice and cute. I put the stork back there because this wall, I mean, you have this right here, but this wall in this corner was really bare. It had a lot of white open space. So I think he ties in really well. I thought he was really cute. So other than that, I mean, just doing the groupings of stuff that goes well together, trying not to overdo it. I don't want to make it where these piles start flowing out this way. I don't want it to take up walking space. So as it is right now, all of my shelves, all of any kind of storage space that I would have is full. So now I'm in the mentality of if I pick something up at an antique store or an estate sale, I have to make sure that it's important enough where it's okay to replace something that's already existing. I will eventually be expanding this room. Once the kids get older and they move out, I'll have the whole extent of the upstairs. So I won't be getting rid of anything, but it will all be stored until that time comes. So it's gotta be something pretty dang important to be able to put stuff away and store it for that long. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I don't have the room, you know, to be hanging more stuff and putting more things on shelves, which is why I'm kind of struggling to find somewhere to put that stuff. This is some of the antique dresses and things that I got from the estate sale recently for myself, so I don't really have anywhere to put that right now, so it's just staying there until I can tackle the mess in my closet. I'm not going to show you that because it's embarrassing. But anyways, alright, 5th try. Hopefully this one works, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything I didn't touch base on, let me know, and I'd be happy to make another video. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye.